sometimes we need to use our intuition, and when we're using our intuition in a way that we trust it, it can really save us a lot of headache and heartache in our life. For instance, so I'm getting ready to go over to town to get some of my favorite foods, okay? And I was getting ready to turn left because I could get on the freeway and it's a little bit quicker of a shot. But there's a really, really dangerous intersection that when you go that way, and it's only dangerous like a couple of hours a day, like when everybody's moving from their jobs back to their houses, that it's really dangerous. I mean, because it's like you got to cross 4 lanes of traffic, but it's kind of like a blind corner that you're looking to from the right. So it's and then you can't really tell because there's a median there if the car is in the other lane or in the lane that you're going to be trying to get into, right? And so because I've had a couple of narrow misses, I choose to go the other way, right? And I choose to go the other way because there was just an idea that I had, a feeling that I had in my body that way is dangerous. Choose a different path, right? Just like when I've been offered like drugs, like the methamphetamines and fentanyl and ecstasy and things like this. There was just something within me that told me not to do it. Now, when cannabis was offered to me, I had an inclination to say yes. I was like, oh, okay, I want to try that. But things that were synthetic, things that are man-made, I don't take any pharmaceutical pills. I figure, oh my God, the first five letters of that word is harm, and P is usually normally kept silent. But even when it is a PH, it's a farm. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. But is it really? They're concocting things from the source, and then they're patenting it, and they're putting it out anyway. Where I'm trying to say with this is intuition. Well, one time I was in Colorado, and I was driving up so I was in New Mexico traveling to Colorado, and it was late at night, and there was a gas station out in the middle of nowhere. So on North I-25, before you get to the Colorado border, that gas station is on the right-hand side. There was a radio advertisement that came across my radio at the moment that I was at that exit. And even though I still had enough fuel to get up to Colorado Springs, where my destination was, and my child was asleep in the back. I mean, she was a brand new baby, like 2 months old. I was like, you know what? No, we can use a break and might as well top off and let her go, get cleaned up and all this stuff, right? And so, boom, I took that exit. So we did all of our things, and about 25 minutes of a break off the road, and so we got back into the car, and we're traveling, and we get up into the mountain pass, and there was a huge rock slide with rocks like the size of the car that had fallen onto the road, and we were only a couple of cars back from what had happened. Right, and luckily nobody was. I don't think anybody was injured in that incident. But I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, well, God, if I'm 4 cars back and it's late at night and there's hardly any traffic here, and I'm like, could that have been me? Could that have been our are angels or our guides or things that are happening beyond what we know physically? Could that have been a way of them telling you, hey, watch out? And I mean, there's been a lot of things in my life that I realized that I was listening to an inner voice. And it's not one that I can fully logically explain, because sometimes it brings an awareness to me of things that I don't even know, right? It's like reading a book, or it's like being exposed to new information. It's like, oh, okay, I never thought of something that way. And then it becomes a new pathway or a new awareness for you, right? So anyway, there's one time, well, the one time in particular that I'll share right now, that I didn't use my intuition, and it resulted in a car vehicle accident. I was in the Air Force, and everything is very, very strict. I mean, if you're a minute late from what you're supposed to be, it can mean that you're in trouble, right? And when there's no leniency or compassion and recognition that life happens, we're not going to follow our intuition as much as we are an expectation of somebody somewhere else. But that's where, like, if I have an appointment with somebody and they're 15 minutes late, but they told me, and they're like, oh my God, it was, I got into the car, I got 5 minutes towards you, and then there was a rumbly in my tumbly that I had to tend to, right? And you just, I'll be like, oh wow, I've been there. And, I'm not upset, because it wasn't out of disrespect that you were 15 minutes late and you're just making assumptions of my time. Something real world happened where you weren't able to do what you thought you wanted to do, right? And I understand. But because I was in the Air Force and I had to hurry up and be where I needed to be, because that's what everything is, hurry up and wait. The sun was in my eyes at an intersection, and I mean, it was just in the perfect way that I couldn't see anything and of the oncoming traffic. I could only see them like once they were almost to an intersection, because like everything was in the shadows except me. All right, in this intersection, it was open enough that I was blinded, and I realized, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see a section of light, like maybe 200 yards down the road, that when a vehicle was going past it, it would cast a shadow, and I could see if somebody was coming. And I'm like, God, I need to hurry up and do this. I mean, the solution obviously would have been to just keep on going beyond that intersection, make a U-turn wherever it's safe, and then find your way back. But I didn't do that. I didn't follow my intuition of what would have been safe and what would have been, reasonable. But because there was an expectation placed upon me, and I operated my choices to that, I got in a crash. I got hit T-bone, because the guy that I cut off steered towards where I was going rather than where I'd been, and it was my fault, because I put myself in that place, right? So anyway, use your intuition. It's going to guide you into ways of thriving in life, instead of so much struggle. So the moral of this story was even though it took me a few extra minutes to travel to where I wanted to be, I listened to my intuition, and I got here. And the traffic was pretty heavy coming from that section of town. So, I mean, who's to say? Maybe I wouldn't have caused an accident. Maybe I would have just gotten a flat tire. Maybe, um, maybe everything would have been fine. But when we have that gut feeling and we follow it, it has helped me more in my life than than anything else. You know, I mean, a roadmap has gotten me to where I want to go sometimes, but GPS has had me going in circles. But I've had my intuition, and I just all right, I'm gonna go this way, and I find what I need. I know what I want, and then I'm inclined towards a destination. Maybe there's a sign that pops up that you didn't see before, or like a song, signs, signs everywhere, signs, right? Um, because there are, and if when we pay attention to them, we can thrive. And I didn't wreck my truck, not this time. And I got my ice cream, and now I'm gonna finish that, and then go get my other uh, my little treats that I like from town, and then head back out to my place. Um, and if I feel like I should slow down, I'm gonna just slow down. And if I feel like I should go a certain way, that's the way I go. And that's how I found my house. It wasn't advertised. It was just an intuition. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go up that road. I'm gonna go up that road, Sage Trail Road. And we're most connected to our inspiration when we're heavily meditated. Being heavily meditated means that we're calm. If we're anxious, see, that's the thing, is like when I that accident that I was telling you about, I was anxious because I'm like, oh my god, if this traffic doesn't let me through, I'm going to be late to work, and I'm the boss, right? So I mean, and I have bosses still, but I'm the boss of like 17 people, and so if I'm going to be doing something, I need to be doing it by example. I can't set an expectation for somebody else to be doing something that I'm not willing to do, or that I'm incapable of. I mean, how can I write somebody up if I've done the same thing that 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 it's expected of me to write them up for, right? But I think we should drop expectations and just start treating others the way we want to be treated, and recognize that there are options in the ways that we live. That it doesn't mean that we have to hurry, hurry, hurry everywhere we go. But I need to. It's hot, and I need to hurry up and eat this. And I'm done talking. So catch you next time.